All right, looks like we're officially live, Kerry. Just going to check my microphone setting, make sure that we are loud and clear going on there. Looks like everybody's picking me up. Got it off that screen. As people come into the feed here, what I'd like for you to do, just like always, stop by the comments section. Let me know that you can hear us loud and clear here.
Test 1, 2.
That would be the other half of the Smiths. So as you come in, stop by, say hello. Welcome to this week's edition of Throw It Thursday. Tonight's just going to be two of us throwing some balls down the lane here.
Date night.
I guess it is technically kind of like date night, but we're here at the Purett Trading Center, as always, throwing on the 75-plus-year-old wood and those 8230 AMF machines that are purring like kittens down there. Well, hopefully they'll stay that way. So Kerry and I are here to showcase the Hammer Infamous that we launched and talked to you about on Tuesday evening. So again, looks like we got about just under 20 people that are on the feed here. Stop by, say hello. Kerry's going to talk into the microphone. I'm going to try my best to stay loose here this week as I'm actually trying to bowl in the feed. Stop by, say hello.
Good evening, Chad. Hi, Bernie. Thanks for stopping in. Hello, Corey.
Make sure you speak loud, Kerry.
Sorry,
kind of loud in here.
I don't speak loud enough, so he told me I gotta yell. So
not yet, but we're gonna get some shots here and kind of get warmed up and give you our first impressions.
Yep.
All right, flopping back and forth here. I'm going to jump on the feed, let Kerry get good and loose. What's going on, Chad? What's going on, Corey, Bernie? Hope everybody's having a good night. I'll give you kind of a brief introduction here. So we're throwing the Hammer Infamous, as discussed. And if you didn't catch the feed on Tuesday night, this is a brand new release in the Hammer line featuring a brand new core design and the Envy solid reactive cover stock. So this is a dual density block, and our G value on a 15 pounder is going to be 2.559, differential 0.052. So a little bigger when it comes to overall core strength compared to the recently released Scorpion, whereas this one is a solid cover stock, whereas the Scorpion was a hybrid. So Kerry's going to get some going down the lane here. I'm going to intertwine back and forth. As you see it going down the lane, you're going to see, obviously, two distinctly different styles. Kerry's going to play them, obviously, a little straighter. We're bowling on what I like to call easy, not an overly hard pattern. And believe it or not, it is not cliffed. Okay? Made sure that this pattern has plenty of taper. So hopefully if we see a shot miss left, it will generally go high. It's not going to bucket or 2-8-10. And when we miss right, we're going to pay for it. So
I missed left, but I missed it at the bottom. So
as we're getting warmed up, as we're throwing shots here, anything you want to talk through on the ball, again, this is just to kind of showcase what we talked about. If you remember, the Infamous is going to be available the 24th of this month. I will tell you that pre-sales have picked up pretty dramatically. Even the other night after we got off the feed, we had quite a few of them get pre-ordered and curved that one pretty good. Wow, that thing came back. She thought she threw that pretty bad, and that thing came ripping off the back end. All right. Kerry, you get to answer all the technical questions tonight.
all right. I am not the technical person. That's you. But I can try. Who has questions out there in live stream land?
That's two shots getting warmed up. I never got to the spot. You can see how strong that bowling ball is in the middle part of the lane. I'm playing them a lot further left on the wood here than I would on a typical fresh. The middle of the lanes here hook quite a bit. So I'm going to try to give this thing a little bit of room so we can get this thing dancing off the back of the lane.
Let's see what we got. Woohoo! Yeah, it is a little slippy.
All right, Kerry.
Good shot.
First one wasn't very good. Second one I slipped a little bit on. I have it ice cold down here in the center, so trying to get antiquated for some of the slippy approaches we've seen lately. So it's kind of a good thing to practice on.
I'd rather have it slippy than sticky.
So obviously we have this release that came out, and then for Hammer, we also have the Obsession Tour Pearl, which I know everybody's itching for us to kind of review. Really, really good. Hutch, it's just it's the old cripple guy that matches you, my friend. Two of us, so you know, the guy that can only slide in the left gutter on the house stuff. So, but so far, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I threw this a little bit before the feed came on. We warmed up for about 10 minutes. I definitely threw a lot better in a warm-up session so far, but I'm really impressed with this. It's really the first time I've gotten a chance to have more than 5-6 shots at a time with it. When I compare it to the Scorpion, which is quickly became a favorite of mine in the bag. This ball is definitely earlier, has a distinct sweeping motion, just very continuous off of the spot. The Scorpion for me is a little more length with a hybrid cover stock, a little quicker off the spot, but not as much overall. So, for me, this one, when I plan to kind of jump in a little bit and I need to kind of cover up and get it to see the body, maybe creating a little hole with angle, I think it's going to be a good piece to have in the bag. I can throw it a little better than that last one.
All right, let's see if you can get a strike.
Wow,
Woo!
That is really, really good. So pretty impressed. I just impressed myself with that shot. So that felt really good. Looks decent. Do you guys plan on reviewing the new Gold Hammer? Yeah, absolutely. We'll be doing the Gold Hammer. I've had a lot of requests to do a couple different ones. So the Polaris has been asked about quite a bit. Anybody that saw Tommy Jones do the intro video on that ball's definitely got a ton of traction from the Ebonite brand. The other one, which I actually have here on the rack and I threw warming up, which I've mentioned it a few times now, the Columbia Command Solid, that ball flat out hooks down lane. As dull as that thing is, it gets through the front so easily, and it just absolutely rips off the back end. It's been a long time, to be honest with you, a long time since I've seen a Columbia bowling ball have that much down lane motion like that and traction. Just, it's pretty awesome to see. Vince, will this ball be good with my arsenal? Yeah, actually, Vince, because you don't have a ton of symmetric solids in the bag. It's been a little bit. I don't remember every single one that we have in your bag, but you got quite a few ASIMs in there. So having a strong symmetric solid in the bag. And this is kind of unique. This is a newer price point for us in the Hammer brands. It kind of falls in between what I would call high performance and your mid performance. It's kind of like right in the middle of those. So the price point, but again, these multi-density cores that were kind of going back to the roots of what made Hammer and some of the Ebonite balls and stuff like that so good is being able to shift basically weights in the core to get the ball characteristics to do different things on the lane. And I made mention of it on Tuesday. I think the most important part to going back to that is with the elimination of weight holes, we don't have the ability to just pop a hole in it afterwards to distinctly change the shape. The good news is when we have these multi-densities and positioning the cores in that manner, we can kind of simulate some things without weight holes, but give us some characteristics that kind of match up to what we've seen in the past with them. Wow, really, really good shot there again. And you can see this thing is not struggling at all. In the center here on the older wood, if you've ever bowled here, it really isn't. Some people think, oh, it's wood, they just hook. And they really don't here. We use ice oil in the building. This pattern we're bowling on right now is actually 43 feet. It's probably, the ratio on this is about 6-1. So it's not overly hard, but again, it's not super clipped. It definitely gives us, some bounce to the right and a little forgiveness to the left. You don't have that reaction where when you miss left, you feel like you're going to bucket, or if you get right on top of it, you don't feel like you're going to big four, 3, 6, 9, 10. So again, one of the things for anybody out there, if you're in a bowling center and you have questions about lane patterns and you're trying to essentially, come up with a pattern that's more ideal for your centers, whether you want to get scores up or just trying to get corners and stuff like that to be a little more, behave a little well, reach out. I'd be glad to help you out with a pattern for your center. And if so, if need be, I can actually come to your center and help you out with your machine. Yeah, Kerry strikes a lot. I know her and Schaefer a few weeks out here are going to finally have a chance to defend. But I got something up my sleeve. I got a secret partner this time around. It's going to get me to the promised land, Kerry.
Yeah, bring it on.
My secret partner. It's not Hutch either. Just so everybody out there doesn't think I'm bowling Hutch. I think Hutch is a super senior, though. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one a little room.
Yeah. It definitely
That's
responds.
That's from Kerry burning up the outside, huh?
Oh, yeah, because,
that big heavy rev right there.
I'm the biggest shim wrecker there is. Hello, Mr. Wilson. It's good to see you on the feed. Hello, Terry.
Mine, just, I don't know if it's positioned really well, but for mine, I went with a pretty basic layout for myself. Went with a pin to pap right around 5 inches for me, and back angle of about 45. So nothing super aggressive. As you can see, it doesn't flare a ton based on the layout I chose. Probably a good 2 inches. So not a ton of axis migration on it. Is Mr. Mize on?
Mr. Mize is on, and he tried to give away the name of your partner.
He tried.
With the initials. That's pretty good. Oh, wait for it. Ah.
See what happens when you throw good, you get 9.
Hello, Ben Rhines.
Ben, I should have had you do the national anthem every time I come on to a feed. Any other questions out there? We don't want to miss out on that. You can obviously see it go down the lane. 2 distinctly different styles. Carry a little straighter. I'm definitely in. You can pretty much get all over it. Ball doesn't try to go super early. I'm impressed.
I agree. Try
to give my absolute, as honest as I can be first impressions of the ball. This is definitely going to be in the tournament bag. Tournament, house, anything. Yeah, but if you guys hit 9, that looks pretty good. Oh, gosh. You got a mitten full of that one. What's going on, Doug Ream?
Let me tell you, Jeff, since I went to thinking outside the box for me and pitch changing it, it feels a lot better. Not that it felt bad before, but...
So, Chris is asking, well, it's still get around the corner with a little rev rate, but I will tell you that if you watch Kerry, and I know you've watched her in other feeds, you're going to notice something distinctly different with her ball roll right now. Kerry has always been very forward, very low tilt player. I've made some pretty significant changes to her span and her pitches to essentially help her create a little more tilt. And thus it's actually increased axis rotation down lane as well. Definitely getting her hand around the ball a little bit more. She's able to open up the lane a little and still feel comfortable, because if you just saw that right there, Kerry just slid into about 22 or 23 on that shot. And that, I'll be honest with you, that used to be nosebleed section for her, and she knows it. Ben kind of went over to Scorpion. It's earlier than a Scorpion, more continuous through the pins. Scorpion is a little lengthier. God, it sounds like your teethier stuff. You'll see a little more length at the Scorpion. Scorpion's a little quicker off the friction, but overall not as much down lane, in my opinion. What's going on, Jonathan? Terry's kind of asking, what is that feeling you feel with the chains? What's the biggest thing that, with those pitch changes and, kind of a complete refit and a revamp of the hand after, years of using pretty much something that's been good for you?
Yeah. So basically I can feel like the ball sits on the palm of my hand a little bit better. I can definitely feel it. And I feel like I can manipulate it a little bit more because I have good feel. Not that it wasn't good before, but I would say it's great feel now because hands change.
Flexibility changes in the hands, and we all go through it. And, only you as the player can feel when something's starting to feel a little, maybe not necessarily discomfort, but you don't feel as crisp as what you did. I've been experimenting myself with some different thumb shapes. And, I was throwing one before we got on the feed here with a different ball. And Kerry will tell you that, my eyes lit up when I tried it because I was like, wow, that feels amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not using it right now. So,
everybody out there, don't be afraid to, whether you come to Jeff or whether you go to your local pro shop, don't be afraid to say, hey, I just feel like this is a little different. Can we take a look at my flexibility and, take a look at things? Like, it might just be nothing, but in my case, the big thing was when I came home from the PWBA stop, I said, Jeff, my middle finger has a burn mark on it and it's a little sore. And he said, let's check it out. And we found the issue and we made some changes and now I'm on my way again. So,
John, answer your question for a replacement for a Statement. Quite different balls. Statement is an asymmetric ball, asymmetric core. If you were going in, I don't know if you want to stay within the hammer brands or what you're looking to do there, but you'd want to look into an asymmetric solid, especially if you had the original Statement solid. We still make the Redemption solid. That would probably be your best bet as a direct one-off if you want to go there. This ball, if I was to compare it to a Statement, obviously it's a little less overall core. You don't have the benefit of the intermediate diff, but the ball's definitely strong. I'm going to throw a teaser here. Now, keep in mind, this is a completely different fitness ball, too, so hopefully I throw the first one pretty good here.
maybe.
Hopefully, that was a pretty loud bang. I just fell out of the elevator.
Teaser.
Wow, does that ball freaking touch?
Jim Pitts has a question for you.
What's up, Pitsy? What does it mean if you have burn marks on your fingers? Jim, it could be that's kind of a loaded question. It could be a bunch of different things. It can be something as simple as having grips that are too tight. Is the first thing we always look at. Definitely could be something that easy. If you have, depending on what side the burn mark is from, it could be from a stretch span. It could be from too much excessive pitch in the wrong direction. Basically, the easiest thing I would tell you is if you're messing around with pitches and you're seeing a lot of burn marks towards something and it's not a tight grip, pitch it towards the pane. It's the best way I could actually kind of give you a baseline to kind of go after there, but I'd have to see it, Jim.
And if you don't know what a burn mark looks like, it's basically a little, I guess, brownish mark on your finger or thumbs, right? Isn't that how you explain it?
Yeah, and some of it is, some people will get it on the flat of their thumb, just kind of not clearing the top of the hole quite the same way, or they're squeezing a little bit. There's a million different things it could be.
I have a slight brown mark on my thumb, but that is due to how I put tape in the ball. So
how would this be with a short pin? Doug, I haven't drilled one with a short pin. Any short pin ball, I mean, essentially what you're trying to do with a short pin ball is, short pin to pap is you're going to try to control it, make it a little more smooth out the lane and kind of stretch the pattern a little bit. Keep your angles a little bit more in front of you. I like short pin balls a lot more on asymmetric balls, just from the hitting power. And because with the short pin balls, I still want it to tip a little bit with the little extra core help down lane. Try to flip one more here. I'm going to move in a little bit, get around the corner.
That looks pretty good.
5 left.
Yeah.
That was 5 left.
I mean, I think I burned it up pretty good.
Yeah. Shimwrecker Smith. Kerry.
Oh, goodness.
Any other questions out there? If not, we're going to kill the feed here in a little bit.
Chris,
we won a lot of points. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. We both subpar, but it could have been worse. Let's put it that way. Anybody else have questions? Woo! Goodbye, Tenpin.
Goodbye. Last call for questions. 20 minutes in, the fat guy's tired and there's football on tonight.
Yeah, what he said.
All right, gang. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed the feed today with 2 of us kind of showcasing this new release. If you got any questions that come up after the feed, don't hesitate to reach out to us separately, and we'll answer anything that we can. Not 100% sure which one we'll do next week. I know we've been getting a lot of questions about the gold ball. Maybe that's the one we'll do.
We probably won't have a Throw It Thursday next week, though.
Oh, yeah. The fair is in town.
Yeah.
So, actually, it's going to be 2 weeks. So, we probably will do the gold ball in 2 weeks. In our little town here of Ephrata, PA, we have
fair season in the county.
We have fair season, which means right out here on Main Street in front of my building is a big old carnival for an entire week. And it means it's impossible to actually park anywhere within a mile radius of the center.
Right.
So we don't even bother. We just shut down. The families can enjoy the fair outside, and we'll come over for a few funnel cakes or deep fried Oreos or anything deep fried for that matter.
I like that.
I like food. But all right, gang. As always, please support us. If you don't like us on Facebook, make sure you go over there and do so. If there's any questions we can ever answer from you here at Pure Bowling, please reach out. Continue to support your local proprietors. Get out there and bowl some extra games. Hit up some tournaments, and hopefully we will see all of you on the lane soon. So until then, this is Jeff and
Kerry.
And we'll see everybody soon. Take care now.
Bye.